Hello, good morning, everyone. Welcome to this event, which I shared with everyone insights on ACCA for 10th and 12th students. So, this is ACCA Amit Kumar, and I plan to share these insights with you. And I've invited the professionals on LinkedIn. The reason for inviting you was that you may be having your own children or your nephews or nieces, or someone may be willing to know for themselves. So I wanted to share these insights on ACCA with you so that you may help someone to get to know about the career in ACCA. Because there's a lot of confusion in the market regarding when this course can be commenced. What is the ideal age for someone to begin this course? What is the right time of entry? So there are many questions which remain unanswered, and you being busy in your own lives and with the lack of time, you may not be able to research on many of the things, like what is the way someone can pursue ACCA, and is it only for commerce students? Can someone from science, can someone from arts, can someone willing to build a career in business and finance, can they opt for this qualification? So I would like to clarify all these doubts through this session, because this is intended to help someone who may get benefited through your guidance, through your insights. Because being in the profession and being at the level you are today, you command and owe a lot to the people who are looking at you to get guidance from your career, from the levels you have achieved, from the qualifications you have done. There are many people who are seeking guidance. But if you are unaware of some of the things like which they can pursue, I think being unaware, if you guide them on the basis of your existing knowledge, on the basis of existing qualifications in the national setup, and if we do not look beyond boundaries, beyond national borders, and we don't get to know about the qualifications which can be pursued being in India, but which are truly global in nature, and we can guide them better. I think this is going to serve a lot of people in the coming days. So when I say career, career is a way to live your life. So when we are telling someone to decide a career, it should not be a way of earning money. So the first question in among the people around us is that which is the best way to earn more money? So people confuse it with a medium to earn money. And in reality, the fact of life is that we get to know about this fact very late in our life, that actually career was something which should have been a way of life. Now, this is the way I wish to live my life. I wish to live my life as an auditor. I wish to live my life as a tax practitioner. I wish to live my life by teaching kids. And these things, the kids don't get to know unless they get into that role. So it's our duty, it's our responsibility that we share the insights of what you have gone through being in that career, how it can benefit the younger ones. So I am sharing with you ACCA. It's a UK Chartered Accountancy qualification founded on 30th November 1904. So it's more than 100 years old organization which is offering their qualification to help people become global professional accountants. And they included international accounting in their curriculum known as IFRS way back. Like they were the first ones, I think, to include IFRS into their curriculum. And how this word changed my life, how this word IFRS actually built my career. And this all happened because of ACCA. So I'll share the insights around it. I call it a world of possibilities for someone willing to build a career. So ACCA, for many of you, maybe this word is unique and new, and many of you may have heard about it. So ACCA stands for Association of Chartered Certified Accountants. It's a professional body, and people think that when we call ourselves chartered, or this word chartered was coined from Royal Charter of England, like they gave their assurance to ACCA that they can promote their courses, they can help, and they are one of the largest professional bodies, like who are offering or preparing people to become chartered accountants in UK. So they have changed the outlook that it's not all about numbers nowadays. It's about understanding the business. It's at the heart of the business everywhere globally now. And to join them, one needs to have all these skills. One should be good with numbers. One should have good communication skills. A person should be a team player. Now we hear these words, a person should be a team player, but how to build that quality among the people so that they are team players, their interpersonal skills are good, they are good at problem solving, and they are highly committed to the profession, and they're really motivated to do well in life. And an important skill is, are they able to report what they know, what they know, or the knowledge they carry? Are they able to report the knowledge they've gained over the years? Can they report it in the best possible manner? And attention to detail. Now, this is only possible when the people who pursue the qualification are uh, knowledgeable in such a manner that they can look at detail. We prepare them in a manner to pass, and then we expect them to look at things in detail. How can this be possible? So there is a gap in what the qualification wishes us to. There's a gap in what the qualification wishes us to learn, and what we actually do is we actually are willing to pass the qualifications. Even the parents, or even the surroundings, or the people wish these students to qualify no matter what. So is achieving the qualification the goal, or is the goal to serve the society through the knowledge gained through the qualification? So even this thing is not clearly understandable by many of the people who are offering the qualification. They offer it to help people to pass, but the offering should be to help people to become valuable to the society, because if they are knowledgeable, only then they can be valuable. And if they are knowledgeable, they will be easily passing any qualification anywhere in the world. So we need to make it very clear the intent of the qualification, that what are we willing to achieve. This is sometimes not very clear. For helping them to become a business advisor. Why ACCA? It stands for Association of Chartered Certified Accountants. It's a UK, a chartered accountancy body, but they have footprints globally today. Since they are global in nature, I call it a very right choice. The reason being, it is global. It provides one a global opportunity, and it is flexible. When I call flexible, sometimes people ask me that, is it an easy qualification? I tell them that please do not confuse this as an easy qualification. I think the word easy should be replaced with flexible. That ACCA is not easy, it is flexible. And if something is easy, normal people will not do it. And if you pursue it, you have decided that you want to serve the society on the complex things, and people will value something only if it is complex, only if something they are not able to comprehend and they need your advice. So if it was easy, it will not be valuable. It is complex is the reason people need your advice. And if people need your advice, they'll pay you for it. So if you're looking for something easy in life, please don't enter ACCA. If you are looking for something flexible, but you're willing to put in your hard work, or even I have problem with this word hard work as well. Like, there's nothing hard if you enjoy it. There's nothing difficult if the intent is to serve the society with your knowledge. The only difference is not hard. It simply means that it takes some time to absorb, it takes some time to grasp. Nothing is hard on this earth, I would say. The things which are hard need some patience, need some persistence, need some constant effort. And if we are willing to put in that effort, I think things will be easy for us. So this qualification is flexible, global opportunity. One can be part of a group of international members, like whom they can get support or can support globally. One can work in any sector in the world, relating to finance and accounting, relating to taxation, auditing, management consulting. So in ACCA we learn everything. I'll share with you how the papers are designed. It's a global opportunity, and we can like all way up in the organization, can reach the level of CFO or even CEOs, like, because we understand business well. And it gives control to your career, because you can decide the number of papers you wish to plan in every semester. You can decide not to give the paper, you can plan your career along with the other important areas of life. So it's a global network. They have offices globally, they have examination centers globally, and the qualification goes along with you wherever you go in the world. The qualification is not left behind. Even if you're studying, it's an opportunity to carry the qualification along with you, because if you move to Toronto, you can give the exam there. London, Hong Kong, Dubai, Singapore, Sydney, wherever you are in the world, Mumbai, Hyderabad, or Bangalore, wherever you are in the world, the qualification is with you. You can continue your examinations. And in the corona situation, even people did examinations sitting at homes, sitting in their offices. They were able to give examinations online. So there are around 95 offices. It's in more than 180 countries, around more than 220,000 members. So this is not the most updated one. So I'll say more than 219,000 members, more than 5,20,000 students, because the number is growing very fast. They give 24/7 support. So it can be done along with the university degree. So there's a confusion when it can be pursued. It can be pursued after 10th, it can be pursued after 12th, it can be pursued at many levels. So the ACCA qualification, if someone is willing to become an ACCA, they need to complete these three things. They need to pass 13 examinations, they need to complete the ethics module, and they need to gain 36 months of experience. Now this question, like, do they need to gain this 36 months of experience along with the qualification? So there is a flexibility. If someone is joining after 10th and 12th, I recommend them to focus on completing the qualification, completing the exams, complete the ethics module. And if they complete the qualification within 2 to 3 years, they can begin to gain experience, because anyway they'll have to work for life. But if anyone is joining this qualification after graduation, I would recommend them to join along with the work, that they can continue doing some work, and along with it they should pursue the qualification. So it depends on the entry level. If someone is joining after 10th, I think I would recommend them to finish as many papers as they wish in the 11th and 12th. And after first year of graduation, they can think of working, and they can gain some practical insights. So by the time they reach the market, they are BCom or a graduate or BSc in applied accounting plus ACCA. They are going to be in highly demanding position, because they are having all the degrees one is needed to enter the market. Plus they are also having some exposure. Even if they don't have any exposure, they are still ahead of lakhs of people in the country, I would say, BCom plus ACCA. Because in the market, you will see most of the people are pursuing ACCA after graduation. So these are going to be the people who will be ACCA along with graduation. And I think people of their caliber and people of their level are not available in the market today, as of today, if I look at. So there are 13 examinations every semester. One can, in a span of 6 months, one can give 4 examinations, in total 8 exams in a year. 4 exam sessions means March, June, September, December. One can plan examinations. So in total, one can give 8 examinations in a year. And the qualification has 13 papers. So if someone is willing to do it in a very fast track manner, they can finish the qualification within 2 years. And if someone delays it a little and plans it according to their own priorities, they can finish this in 2.5 years. My intention is that someone joining me after 10th and 12th, someone joining after 10th, I wish them to complete this within 3 years. Someone joining after 12th, I wish them to complete within 2.5 years, so that before they hit the market, before they become graduate, they should be an ACCA. That's the intent of the students pursuing with me. That's what I wish for them. And there are computer-based session examinations. First 4 examinations can be done any point of time. Then after 4, you select the center and you appear for examination at dedicated centers assigned by ACCA. In the corona situation, people had even given these examinations from their home through a remote proctoring system. So paper-based examinations are going away, and the only options left now are computer-based examinations, wherein we get a word sheet, we get an Excel sheet to attempt our paper. And I think this is in line with what is happening in the industry. This is going to benefit people. There are various entry routes. Someone can join ACCA after school, someone can join after graduation, or even at CA IPCC level in India, they can claim 6 papers exemption. A CA in India can claim 9 papers exemption. ICWA can claim around 9 papers exemption. MBA can claim 4 to 5 exemptions depending on the institute. Or anyone willing to become a business and finance leader, or willing to pursue or gain knowledge of business or finance, can pursue, or accounting at the global level can pursue this qualification without any qualification. The only thing they need to do is they need to pass first 3 papers, prove that they are capable of moving on. After first 3 papers, they get diploma in business accounting, and they can enter the main qualification. Now, anyone today willing to pursue ACCA needs to pass 13 papers, whatever level they enter. But if they enter after graduation, CIPCC, CA, ICW, MBA, they can claim some exemptions out of 13 papers. So this is the route. Someone entering after 10th can directly enter ACCA qualification. Someone joining after 10th will do diploma in business accounting. They'll do the first 3 papers. After they clear first 3 papers, they can enter ACCA. Someone joining after BCom, CA, IPCC, ICW, MBA can claim exemption, and on the basis of their exemptions, they can enter ACCA qualification. Now, what the degree is all about, like if I talk it in the terms of a layman, what the degree is all about. The degree is about understanding the business. The first paper is about an accountant in business. It talks about the business technology, the behavior, the nature, the kinds of business, about how a business is run, what should be the psychology of a person who is running a business, what kinds of cultures exist in a business is learned in the first paper. The second paper is now you plan to run your own business. So when I look at this qualification, I look at this qualification from the perspective of an entrepreneur. This qualification is indirectly building an entrepreneur, though it is known as a professional accounting qualification, but I view it as an entrepreneurship qualification because if you look at the content, if you look at the design of the papers, they communicate very clearly that the first paper is about understanding the business. The second paper is if you if you got to know what business you wish to begin, you will be costing a product or a service. Now, how to cost that product? What all you'll be including in costing a product? What all you'll be ignoring in deciding the cost of the product? How much profit you intend to make? And then how to prepare a budget. Once you prepare a budget, you'll be comparing it with your actual results. What are the variances and how to judge the performance of the business is learned in paper two. Paper three, when you started your business, now you begin to sell whatever product or service you have decided to sell. Now, when you started to sell, you'll be generating revenue, you will be dealing in transactions and events. Now it's your duty to record those events and transactions and prepare your P&L and balance sheet and also look at it. So you'll be learning the basics of preparing the basic financial statements, how to prepare P&L, balance sheet, trial balance, the journal entries or the initial books which you need to record your transactions and events. The fourth paper is now your business is growing. You need to protect it against the dealings you do in business, like you get into a contract with a supplier, you get into contact with a customer, you use some trademark or copyrights. How do you protect your trademarks or copyrights? How do you do business with beyond national borders, internationally? What all things you need to keep in mind is all learned in business laws. Fifth paper is about performance management. Now you are at a level wherein you wish to judge the performance of the business and you wish to learn new costing techniques like just-in-time manufacturing, target costing, ABC costing, life cycle costing. You want to learn preparing your budget at a higher level and preparing a standard cost card, doing variance analysis, and also judging the performance of the business. That what is the level of liquidity, what is your debt equity ratio, and in how many days you'll be able to recover the money you've invested in your inventory. All this is learned in performance management paper. It gives you a better insight on the business. The sixth paper is about UK taxation. You get to know how the taxation is done. Even if you learn UK taxation, the tax system is a replica or more or less similar. You get insights on the taxation system of your own country as well. So this gives you a chance to understand the reasons behind taxation. Financial reporting paper is based on IFRS. This is an advanced level of financial accounting paper. Financial reporting teaches you what if you acquire another company. If you acquire another company, how you're going to prepare the consolidated financial statements for a single company. What if there is an associate? So you learn accounting at this level. Paper number 8 is audit and assurance, which teaches you what is audit, what is the intent of an external auditor, internal auditor, what are the roles and responsibilities of external and internal auditor, what is the responsibility of the management, how to protect your internal control processes, how to protect your internal control processes, how to minimize the risk, business risk, or what are the risks relating to audit. You understand all these financial risks in understanding the requirement of audit and what is the role of an auditor. Do they give a reasonable assurance? Do they give a limited assurance? Is it positive assurance, negative assurance? What does a qualified opinion mean? So you're able to understand the opinion of an auditor through this paper. The ninth paper is financial management. Financial management is about using your funds wisely. Either you need funds, either you have funds. If you need funds, what are the sources of finance? Which source of finance will give you funds at a very cheap rate of interest? And which fund you'll be choosing on the basis of your project management skills? You'll be trying to look at what is more beneficial for you. And if you have funds, where you're going to invest those funds, where you'll get a better return. So you learn the basics of financial management, the initial understanding of how to manage your finance in financial management paper. Now, do you think this is preparing us for jobs, or is it preparing us for living a good life, living or managing our own finances, understanding how to prepare our books, and managing a lot of things in our day-to-day life. I call these 9 papers as preparing the foundation for an entrepreneur. And if you want to grow to the next level, the next 2 papers are strategic business leader, which prepares you to take strategic decisions at a higher level. And strategic business reporting is when a big company acquires another company, when there are piecemeal acquisitions, when there are disposals of companies, how to do accounting at the highest of level is learned in strategic business reporting. So these 11 papers prepare an entrepreneur. These 11 papers prepare one for life. These 11 papers are helping someone to live life in a manner which is more organized, which is more clear. They are able to manage their finances. They are able to understand how things are happening in the business world, how people are selling, how they are costing, how they are selling it at the price, why there are many schemes rolled out, what is the reason behind those schemes, and how they're going to account for it is all learned in 11 papers, I would say. Now, to decide a career, if someone is willing to do a job and wish to be part of the corporate ladder, wish to be part of multinational companies, they can decide which field they wish to live the rest of their life. So when they decide to live the rest of their life, will be on the basis of what they felt good, what they liked during their journey of ACC qualification, what they feel is something they can do for the rest of their life on the basis of their intent. Not now in India, like or anywhere. Sometimes people or students ask this question: which options they should choose? I say you wish to pass or you wish to build a career. If you wish to build a career into something, you should choose the options which you most like, which you liked while pursuing the fundamental level papers, because those are the options which you will be able to do for the rest of your life. But if you choose with the intent of passing it for the moment, then you will suffer later. So it's better listen to your heart, whatever gives you a feeling that this is something which is easier for me to pass. So sometimes they are not very clear what is the option. So I say, which paper among them you feel it is easier for you to pass and you'll be able to enjoy it as well, is the decision which will help you to build your career. So choose the options which you can do for the rest of your life and build a career. So that's how we plan 13 papers of ACC qualification. And after clearing our ethics module and 36 months of experience, we move on from an ACC affiliate to an ACCA member. So we can claim exemptions. A BBA gets 1 paper exemption, a BCom gets 4 papers exemption, CI PCC gets 6 papers exemption, CA final gets 9 papers exemption, and CA qualified can also claim 9 papers exemptions. These 4 papers are not exempted for anywhere on anyone on earth. Anyone willing to become ACCA needs to pass 4 professional papers. There is no choice, there is no option for anyone to become ACCA. They need to clear these professional level papers. So if I look at the journey, someone may enter directly, someone may enter through exemptions. They get advanced diploma in business accounting. If they clear 9 papers, they get diploma in business accounting when they clear first 3 papers. They also have an option to opt for BSc in applied accounting from Oxford Brookes University. After clearing professional papers and gaining experience, one can become an ACCA member. So this is the journey of an ACCA member. So the difference between an affiliate and a member is that affiliate is someone who has cleared all the 30 papers. A member is someone who has gained practical exposure plus cleared the ethics module and have also cleared all the 13 examinations. So this gives you a chance to study along with your professional journey. You can complete the qualification. Being a flexible qualification gives you a chance to do it along with your job. So any experience gets counted. Any experience which someone has earned during qualification, before qualification, after qualification gets counted. And relating to finance and accounts, it gets counted towards your any sector means related to the syllabus of ACCA, related to the contents you have learned. Definitely, you cannot create a rocket. We will be consulting, we'll be guiding, we'll be advising on finance and accounts, audit, internal audit. To help you on your journey, there is a support from ACCA's framework. They train you in all these areas. You learn corporate reporting, leadership and management, strategy and innovation, financial management, sustainable management accounting through the curriculum, taxation, audit and assurance, governance, risk and control, stakeholder relationship management through the ethics and through the business papers, and also how to be ethical. So the framework is intending to develop a complete finance professional. There is a student app which keeps you updated about what is happening, when are the exams, what are the dates, all this is updated and clearly communicated. And you can look for jobs on accacareers.com. You can look for jobs for ACCA anywhere in the world globally. So this is all about an understanding of ACCA qualification, and these are my details to understand more, but I'll take you through what is on offer at Prometia Business School. So if you have any questions regarding ACCA, I can clarify them now. And then I'll also take you through the presentation that what I'm offering and how unique my offering is in the ACCA qualification. I'll be sharing those slides as well as what is on offer at Prometia Business School, Dehradun, and what is my intention or what are my views for the future generations or future leaders of tomorrow.